but I wanted to just get this live done, and you'll see that this is a bit different to my normal setup, because what I want to show you today is how you can use Ecamm and an app from Streamdeck to be able to do fitness videos. I get a lot of people say to me, it's fine, you know, your main teaching is sitting in front of a desk here or working in an office space, creating videos like this. What about me when I need to be able to stand back over there and do a fitness video? I want to show you how we're going to do that. Now, I'm going to very quickly take you through it with a demo first of all, and then we'll go through it slower, and I'll just explain what I'm using and how I'm doing it, and hopefully just really spark some questions, some thoughts. And if you join in with me, get some comments on here, I'll answer them as we go. So first of all, let me demonstrate. In fact, first of all, I should just say who I am. I'm Adrian Salisbury from the Pro Video Academy, and just streaming out here today to demonstrate some of these tools and hopefully open your eyes and let you see what we can do. Now, before I do anything, what I'm going to do is just focus myself back there. And I'll lose the glasses because they do nothing for me when I'm at this distance. So this is more this kind of a setup. Hi there. Hope boy can dance. Well, this might be very appropriate for you. I don't know. I'm not going to do any dancing for you. So I've got myself back here. This is a more typical setup of what somebody wants to use to have this fitness space. I'm about 6 meters back from the camera. I've got this. The lens that I'm using here, we'll come to that in a minute. Let me just show you first what we're doing and what I'm trying to demonstrate. So this works for this. And a lot of people then, you know, you maybe want to be able to do some exercising down here on the floor. And now we've got a great big picture. Why do you want this huge view for that? The reason now that I'm using this app is, look, I can select on here a close-up crop. The camera hasn't changed. It's exactly the same camera. I've just zoomed in on this smaller part of it, and actually I can come even closer than that. What do you think to that? Is that useful? Is that powerful to you? And if I wanted to, I could even on screen here bring up your comments alongside like this. So I could, if I wanted to, be sitting down here at this distance talking away to you. And there I am back on the wide angle. So that's what we're on about. Let me just show you really kind of, or we'll go a bit slower now through and explain what we're doing and how we're doing this. Now, first off, and I have just put some links in the description to the different software that I'm talking about and the training that I offer, which will help you to really get to grips with all this. Typically, this is what I'm doing, and I'm teaching people how to create videos in this setup here or live streaming like this. So this one's a bit different for me, but it's exciting. It's one of those videos actually that I think this could go really bad, but hopefully that's not going to be the case. Now, I will just say right up front, this is Mac only. So hi, Rob. I will just say this is Mac only. So yeah, I'm afraid those of you on PCs, this isn't going to work. What I'm using here is Ecamm Live. Fantastic bit of software for live streaming. Allows me to put branding and things on here. It allows me like now to go out to, so Rob's coming in from Facebook, and Hope Boykin Dance is here from YouTube, and others of you. Let me know if you're here, where you're from. So I can bring that in. I can have chat come through like this. Really, really powerful bit of software. You can take a 14-day trial out on it as a description, as a link in the description there. But this is a feature that what I've done here is I can actually go into my camera. Again, I'm using a Panasonic Lumix G7 with a 20mm prime lens on this. Now, this is what I use because it allows me to get nice and close in here. It blows out that background really quickly. Just does a wonderful job of it. And if you didn't have this amount of space here, you could get a wider angle lens, and it would just allow you to bring that closer, the camera closer to where you're standing further back. But if you can fit this in, I just love this lens. And definitely what you're going to start, as you start getting a wider angle, you know, things don't look so good, unfortunately. It's a bit of a trade-off getting a wider angle lens, but you can definitely go smaller than this, getting closer if you need to. I've got the camera set here at kind of chest height. The camera's sitting at about this height in a line to me. So So that's it. That's all set up and in place here. I definitely recommend that you get yourself a camera like this rather than trying to do this from a webcam or from a phone. If I were to flick over actually and show you, this for instance is my camera if this is off my webcam, you know, the quality straight away is dropping. And if I bring it right back here, it's nowhere near, it's not comparable to what I was just showing you. So I really do think it is worth investing in a camera. And we're not talking silly money. This camera is about $500. The lens is about $200. For what it's doing, it's incredible. Then what I can do, you see, in Ecamm, there is a tab over here called Camera Effects, and it allows me to select a camera. So this one that I've got here, and look what I can do. I can actually zoom in on this. That's a bit scary. And not only, so I'll come out the way a bit. So this is what I've done, is I've zoomed in on this background, but because I don't want that just zoomed in the middle area, I can actually adjust it and bring it down. So because it's now zoomed in, it's only a smaller part of the window, and I can move that box around in here and actually choose the area that I want. So that's what I've done in this case, is to zoom in on it, and then move the position around so it's down on the floor area there. And one of the huge features in Ecamm is that it allows me to create scenes, which is a bit like, you know, well, it is like scenes of if you think of what the term is, you know, from a movie, you're going from one scene to another, you're telling the story as you go through. This is what we're doing here. So I've created a scene called Wide, which is just the normal camera image coming through. I created another one called Floor, which was zoomed in and is pointing down, and then another one called Close Up. The names are just for me to be able to remember from here. So that's what I've done inside the camera. So I'm now going through Ecamm, I'm doing a Facebook Live, and I could just click the button and go through here. But that presents an issue when I'm over there, and I don't want to come back over and press a button here on my laptop to get me over there. That's where Streamdeck comes in. Now, Streamdeck by Elgato, it's the same people that make the Cam Link, and you will need one of those as well, or some way of getting the signal from the camera into the computer. All explained in my Pro Video Academy. They do typically a USB plugged in block. It's like a switcher that just has a set of buttons, and you can allocate those buttons to do whatever you want. So in this case, I would say I want to press that button to go to scene 1, which is wide. I want to press that one and go to close up. That one to go, you know, super close up, whatever you want to call it. So that works, again, that works well if I'm sitting at a desk here typically. But what there is an app version of it that's literally about $3 a month as a subscription. And so I can preset the same buttons into this that, in fact, let me come to close up. Look, and you can see it here on my screen. So as I press these buttons on here, I can jump between those different scenes. And that's what I'm doing when I'm back over there. Now, the final part for me, because I really dislike the way that many cameras hunt and roam and try to focus on you. They do this kind of zooming in and out. I know they've got a lot better recently, but certainly working at this distance, I don't want it to try and follow me. I want to preset it. So I am in an autofocus, but it's not a continual autofocus. So what we do, and I have one of my members found this fantastic little bit of kit that actually allows me to, like I'm putting my finger on there to focus, I can put this on my face. It focuses in on me here. Now, what do I do when I'm back over there? That plant is not just randomly there. That plant is actually set on the same plane. It's the same distance from the camera that I am when I'm here. So before I move from this point over there, all I've got to do is say to you that I'm on my way over, touch on that plant, and it's now focused. And that means that if I'm the same distance from the camera that the plant is, I know that I'm now in focus over here. All right. So now I've come over without my phone. I've got my 3 buttons on my phone. And all I can do is choose from this position here to the floor one, and then an even close-up view of that. So I could preset these to different areas. So if I wanted to, that what I've put in here is floor. If I decide that actually I want that to be higher and I want it to zoom in on me while I'm standing back here, then I can do that. And I've now gone from wide to being close up on me up here. But can you see the difference? You wouldn't want this if I'm now trying to kneel on the floor and do some floor exercises to you. So what do you think to that? Does that open your eyes a bit to some new possibilities? Now, I haven't looked at or covered music at all. It's a whole the topic really around copywriting. You've definitely got to find music that you're okay to play across YouTube or somewhere like that, else you're going to end up with your live stream getting pulled down. Again, Ecamm handles that really well. And I've got sound levels in front of me so I can make sure that that audio is turned right down. So yes, you can hear some music playing in the background, but it's not coming over me. I can just test all that in advance, all done within the software. I'm not needing a mixer or anything like that. I can just bring that in. I could download the file and actually play it straight from my MacBook into Ecamm and out to my live. Really, really powerful. So Hope saying here, in fact, let me bring your question. Let me bring that in. I'll come back to my wide shot. Tell you what I'll do. Let me come up to comments and then I can see what you've got there. So, right, I'm going to mirror myself because now when I'm looking, whoops, he says, oh, it's locked. I'm going to mirror myself because now when I'm looking, it looks like I'm actually reading your comments there. Using an EOS R, also have a Cam Link 4. Great. Excellent. So you've got all this then. Put it into practice. I'd love to see what it... choreography virtually. Fantastic. Rode Wireless Go. Yeah. I'm using the Rode Filmmaker Kit, which is just this slightly bigger job. Not a lot of difference, and to be honest, not a lot of difference in price if you then want to add in extra microphones and things to it. But yeah, I just had this before that. Can Streamdeck program music to bring the music on and off, are you thinking? What I would do is it probably would, but what I would do, I'm all about scenes, and I really think scenes are super powerful here inside Ecamm. And so what I would do is go, you can attach a piece of music to a scene. So I could click from here, I could list out in my scenes, this is wide shot plus track 1. And when I click on that scene and I'm triggering it from here, then the music starts to play. I could time that scene if I wanted to, so I could work out how long that track is, and I could actually put a timer, a countdown timer in there, so it will automatically move on to the next scene. I could if it was a loopable bit of music, I could set it and it could replay round. So depending on how you want to use it, yes, definitely. So it's just thinking how to work around it. But I would, so you could have different scenes with different tracks attached to them. And as you move through the scenes, then yeah, it would play a different track. Does that make sense? Yes, and absolutely. So it is, this is what I love about scenes, is it does force you to plan out, and it makes you go through and think, right, what's going to come up next? It's a bit like if I were doing a webinar and I'm thinking of slides that I'm working through. The same kind of thing is this. You're putting a show together in effect, and it can have a little intro with music and things at the start if you want to, countdown timer. You can have a page like this where you could do some Q&A and bring on the people's chat. Brilliant. Ray's been watching as well. Fantastic. What camera am I using, Eric? Is a Panasonic G7. I've actually put in the description. So Eric, you're on Facebook. I've put in the description my equipment list that you can download. It's a full spreadsheet of all the equipment that I use and recommend. Ray is one of my customers in my Pro Video Academy. He will vouch for that. Rob, so the zoom is Ecamm, not the camera. Absolutely. So it's a fixed prime lens, Rob. And what I've done is I've created, so each scene, I can set the camera effects up differently. So even in this one, so I've now put myself in here and I've mirrored myself around. And it doesn't carry that over. So when I jump back to this one, the camera's back the other direction. You can see that bookshelf is moving. So all I do is I create a scene, I zoom it in, I need to go back over there and decide, do I want it up or down or potentially left or right? Now, it's slightly off topic, but let me just show you another way of using this. If I just create another scene here, so we've got our wide shot, and another use of this might be, let's see if I pull my laptop this way a little bit. Imagine that there are two of us sitting here in a kind of interview style. Yeah. Another way that you can use the camera like this is if I clone this scene now and I say left, and on the left one, guess what I'm going to do? We're going to zoom in, and in fact, I would zoom in probably more than that. And we're going to go over to the left. I'm out of focus. And then I'm going to clone that scene again and call it right. And simply all I'm going to do on that one is to take it that way. So the same idea applies here, that we can simply, with the same camera, a good quality camera like these, I can then go, all right, so there's both of us sitting here talking at the minute, looking away to camera. I can go left and I can go to my guest on the right. And yeah, so really, really powerful. And again, I could be doing this by presetting those different scenes into this app. Cool. Glad you're enjoying it. Any other questions about this? Come back to my comments one, and then I'm looking the right direction. Doesn't look quite as distracting, does it, if I'm sitting looking this way? Rob was saying about that. Didn't know you could move the view. Yes. So the way I'm doing that is you have, let's do another scene. Right, I'm going to create another scene, and I'm going to, in this scene, we're doing it as a screenshot, but instead of it being the comments, I'm going to show you the camera effects tab. Bear with. That's too much. So this is, the way I'm doing this is I've got me as a picture in picture, and I'm now showing you. So when it asks me, do I want to share my screen? Do I want to share Chrome or anything else? I can select Ecamm, and it will say which tab do you want to share. So right now what I'm doing is, this is your camera effects window. This is where you do all your green screen and things like that as well, if you've got it. But there's a little tag here that says zoom and pan. And so I've ticked on that. Let me come down a little bit further as well and let you see. And then all I do is, you can see what's happening there. It's zooming in on me. And then I quite simply move that around anywhere in that window. I can then create another scene and it will apply it to that as well. Yeah, does that make sense? There are those other features. This is also where I did the mirroring. Change that around. Rotate 180. Woo! Now that would be useful if you were doing, say, cookery shots or craft ones where you're looking down from above. I can change things around in here. I could, totally go black and white if I wanted to create a bit of a style on that. Let's pull that back. All right, so does that help? You're very welcome. How to set up the app, Rob. Rob, were you in my Ecamm Live Academy? I think you were. If you're in the Ecamm Live Academy, it was on the last day of that training. Ecamm can stream video in full HD resolution. It can, as long as your internet is good enough. So what will happen is it will... Hang on, wherever my mouse is way over there. So what will happen is, in fact, you know what? I'm going to zoom in a little bit on there because I'm a little bit further away. So let me come in a little bit closer on you. At the minute, I'm going through an app called Restream, which is allowing me to go out to YouTube and Facebook at the same time. And it's probably a similar mix of numbers of you on from YouTube and from Facebook. So it allows me to do that. So Facebook limits you to 720p at the minute in their stream. YouTube will let you do 4K. You can live stream too. So what I'm able to do here is I could actually set, I haven't in this case, but I could actually set my camera, set Ecamm up to be a 4K stream. And then when I zoom in like that, I could come, as you might realize, you know, I can come down to a quarter of the window size and it still be 1080p. So yeah, it then means I'm still getting that HD quality even when it's zoomed right in. Now my internet sucks at the minute. We've got they're cabling some really good internet, some gigabit internet at the minute. So I'm hoping in the next couple of months it's really going to increase the bandwidth and allow us to try some 4K live streaming. So yeah, how exciting will that be? Okay. I think we're there, are we, guys? Is that all I can help you with? So do check out in the description if you don't know or haven't got Ecamm Live Academy. Go and have a look at that. I've just realised Rob's just saying yes. So Rob, it shows you on that last day how to set up the Stream Deck, and I actually demo it for the phone. So if you want more of me in this training, Ecamm Live Academy typically is only open 3 times a year. We did add some extra ones in because there was such a surge of people through this lockdown that wanted to do live streaming that we added some more in. But we are getting back to that. So the start of July is the next one. We do it as a boot camp, 2-week training. It's not just for the, well, it isn't for the fitness. It's all about using Ecamm and doing these clever little things that people just, you know, you don't know until someone tells you that it's there. So that's the Ecamm Live Academy that we could come and register for if you're interested in it. My Pro Video Academy is where I'm teaching you how to make videos. I give you an equipment list, which is the one that's also in the description anyway. And I love this Panasonic camera in every way. It just ticks all the boxes for me. And every other camera I go to, I feel like I'm just trying to compromise one way or another, or it's double the price. So I can show you how to set all of this camera up and take you all through it. And then the reason I'm doing this right now is because we did a live into our members lounge last night, and I'm showing them how to do these things. Every week I'm showing up, giving additional training and helping and supporting with different ways of using your camera. So there's a couple of ways that you can come and find me if you want to. Yeah, please, any questions, if you watch this and catch this in the replay and you missed the live, do come back to me and I'll happily answer any questions. Glad it's been helpful. Just got the Ecamm email. Not sure if the hours will work. Streaming past the session. So what happens is, what we do in the Academy is the actual training videos are already made. And I drip out each day. So it's a 2-week boot camp, really. And through the first week, every day, you're going to get an email from me saying, these videos have just been released. Go and work through them. And then I show up on a live every day. and just have a bit of a recap, tell you where I think you should be, and just do some extra live coaching, a bit like we're doing here, where I pull things out and go, yeah, this would work actually. All of that is instantly available as a replay. So you're not going to massively miss out if you don't make it to the lives. The lives aren't where the training is. The lives are really where we're just cementing it in and really helping you and answering any of your questions. When guys are doing lives into the group, I review them and I pull them in. But yeah, so don't think that it's all about getting on those lives and that's where the training is. You've got a training course that is there that is yours for life. So Rob and others that have been through that have got access to all of those videos. And actually, as I'm updating them, when new features come out in Ecamm, you get all of those updates for free. The bit you don't get is this, yes, you get this 2-week intense training, and it really does work well where people can come through. They're all kind of feel like you're on a mission together, working through the thing. And but then you've got that Facebook group, that community for 4 months before we open up again another. So normally every 4 months I'm running a live Ecamm Academy. But some have come through it and actually not even done the lives. They've or not even joined the Facebook group. They've literally got all they wanted out of the videos that are there online for you. So yeah, and it's only $99, which is silly price really for what you get out of it. So many people have said to us it's too cheap. You could it could be $500, but I want to keep it down there. I want to keep it accessible. And actually what we're doing is anybody then that wants to come from that up to my Pro Video Academy, I'm giving a free one-to-one call to, but that's something else that's going on later. But yeah, Ecamm, amazing bit of software, would definitely help you out. And I don't know your name. I know I can see Hope in here, but it would definitely help you out with what you're doing, and you'd be blown away at how you can set these up. You can also create a set in here with these scenes, stick them in a folder, save it, and have multiple ones. So for the different support groups that I'm in, I've got a different one that's got different branding on it, different intros. So you can really organize this well. We had someone the other day who, it is Ray. So Hope is your name. Fantastic. Love it. That's what a cool name. I didn't know if that was the name of your dance, so forgive me. We had someone the other day who did a 3-hour-long live. He's in my Pro Video Academy. I talked him through over a set of one-to-one calls, but what would have been like an all-day conference, they actually got online, and it wasn't him talking for 3 hours. He'd got a whole load of videos that were pre-recorded. There was CEO who had recorded a video he wanted to share, and other people had done things. And so he laid out about 30 or 40 scenes that he knew with just going through. And it says, when this video is finished, go to the next scene. And then he's back, and then he's talking a bit, and then he goes to the next one where he's got some images and awards to give out. But people absolutely loved it. And I think, we're only scratching the surface with what we do. Showing up and doing a quick live like this, there's so much more potential to put on big live events. And I think with the climate at the minute, the way things are going, if we can do this and create such a slick production, it can, for some of us, keep our businesses going where otherwise we'd have to shut them down. So, hope you've enjoyed that. Looks like you have. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Hope. Really appreciate your encouragement. Be sure as well, the thing I haven't mentioned is our Pro Video Made Easy is a Facebook group that is free. Come and join us in there if you want to, and again, continue this discussion. But thank you so much. If you catch the replay, please still comment, and I will come back and answer any questions on this. I'm off to go make a full-length tutorial of this now into the Pro Video Academy. I will see you soon. I'll be honest. Yeah. Fantastic. That would be really good. So actually what you'll see is if you came through the Academy, you'll see how I do it. And a lot of my members, and I encourage them, go, I'm just going to really copy what you've done and recreate that, because there's something really powerful. You can, if you get people together in a Facebook group for a 2-week intensive group like this, the community they will build with each other. I just had an email off somebody this morning thanking me for something else, but he said, just so you know, I've formed a really good friendship with these two guys that were in the group. So he said, you know, thank you for putting us together. And yeah, it's brilliant. So you can do that, and you will, that would be amazing. You know, you can get people to maybe record things, play it back into the group. You can show up on a live like this and play back individual people's videos. They're going to love it. So yeah, I wish you all the best with that, Hope. Have a great time. And for the rest of you, thank you for showing up. And I will see you in another live. All the best.